Yay!
Okay! Perfect! I'm gonna go do my intro.
Screen goes black when you pull up other tabs.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna go do my intro and I'm just gonna get everything set up, okay? It's been so long since I've hosted. I miss this intro. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having me. I'm your host, Davin Daver Daddy. Don't call me that last one though. If you want another name for me, I like to go by you sometimes. You know, just the letter. You know, just the letter U. That's it. So, anyways, a lot's been going on. As of recently, I've been having a lot of family issues when it comes to debates and arguments. So I'm not going to get too much into it. I've been having a lot of personal and mental issues, so I haven't really been uploading that much or even hosting. The chat's been pretty dry. I'm trying to get back into the schedules. I've been having issues with school and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm just glad to be back now. And I'm gonna undeafen. Hello. Lucas.
Hello. I'm here. Sorry, I was looking at my character sheet.
No problem. I'm just gonna shut off my light. It's gonna take like a second or two. Then we'll get started with the session. So, Lucas, if you don't really remember what happened...
I didn't hear what you said.
I said I'm gonna shut off my light and get started with the session, and I'm starting to talk now. So I was gonna say... Can you hear me okay?
Okay. Yeah.
If you don't really remember what happened last session, Simo and Borean got into a fist fight, and then something happened to Simo. He turned into this weird red thing. Whoops. Yeah. You did that. You still here, Lucas?
Yes, I'm still here. I'm just listening.
Perfect.
I'm doing my best to follow along, because every now and then your mic cuts out. It's still, like, understandable, like, but...
What's going on with your internet? Mine is fine.
I don't know. My internet says it's fine. I think it's lying, though.
I wonder if I'm able to move this to a different display capture. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. What's going on here? Oh, there it is. Hello. What is studio mode? What is this? Lucas, whenever you're ready, just tell me.
I'm ready.
Alright, let's do this. So, like I said, if you don't remember what happened last session, Simo, you actually are, you're standing right about here. This is your character. Your grandmother Penny is sitting next to you. Simo is in front of you, lying on the ground, right here. He's this black dot. And his dog Bruno is over here. Borean is over here. And they're all just standing there.
I thought Borean was dead.
Do you say that in character or out of character? Alright, you're not going to be seeing my dice. Lol.
It's kind of something that she just thinks in her head.
As Simo looks over at Borean and he says, "You've lost, it's time to leave." Borean has this just like really arrogant smirk on his face. As, what's your perception? Sorry, not your perception, your intuition.
My intuition, I believe, is a 4. It might be a 3. It's a 4. No, 3. Sorry.
As you notice that arrogant smile is kind of leading off to something that doesn't really have much to do with any of us.
I would like to go inside and check on Lynn.
Okay. I'm not really in the mood to switch through tabs, so I just say that as you go inside to check on Lynn, you kind of notice that she does this red crack that was going down her eye as she had a black and red eye is growing. It's growing larger. And you can kind of see that she's starting to breathe. You can see that she has rather dramatic breaths inside this ice cube somehow.
Is she still in her block of ice? Okay.
Yes. Yes. You are kind of just standing there staring at at Lynn.
I would like to check my surroundings of the inside of the house. Just what?
Nothing seems super apparent. Like, nothing seems off. It doesn't seem like Borean messed with anything. Simo didn't do anything. As you do kind of hear just a little bit of a ruckus outside.
I walk back outside.
Okay. As you walk outside, you notice that Borean's actually walking off. Oh, sorry, not that way. He's going that way. He's going south. As by some strangeness, you do feel. Can you hear me? Okay. It's not cutting in and out, is it? Lucas? Hello?
Hi.
Can you hear me okay? Dang it! Oh my gosh, okay. Can you hear me okay now, Lucas? We're gonna have to make a pause in the session.
Yeah, mostly. Your mic cuts out every now and then, but it's still understandable.
Are you able to understand me?
Yes.
Perfect. I am
If ever there's an
understandable.
issue, I will simply say something.
Okay, Lucas, you do, hear, like, somewhere deep in the back of your mind, you hear this strange voice that you've never heard before. Sleep. Oh. Hold on. My bad. Sleep.
Somewhere back what?
Can you hear me? Fuck! I'm gonna lose my mind! In the back of your mind.
I heard you say sleep.
With the voice changer, right?
Yes. With and without the voice changer.
As the surroundings, you know, this does kind of just go quiet. Everything kind of just sits still. Even time, Simo and your Grandma Penny appear to be sitting still, as you do see Borean just just standing there blankly.
Did you guys hear that?
As you do see Simo, and everything isn't really moving at all.
Guys?
As everything is sitting so perfectly still, the clouds in the sky aren't moving at all. The dirt isn't shifting. The snowflakes are sitting there, and you hear again, sleep. As you do feel your eyes start to slowly get weaker and weaker.
I would like to, before passing out, try and walk over to Simo and boop his nose.
As you walk over to Simo, just barely reaching him. You know what? I'm gonna make you make a dex check. So that's 8, 16, got it. Oh, dang, okay. As you immediately fall down to the ground, your finger just skims across his nose as you pass out. And you
No.
yeah, you pass out, and it doesn't seem like you're asleep. It seems like you're awake, but in this strange black void. It seems like, almost like, have you ever seen Stranger Things? Yeah, we watched it together.
We watched it together.
There was a scene where Eleven is sitting in her mind space, and it's just water below her, but it's all just black void, so the water, you can't even see the water or anything. It's just water. And you see in front of you this person. Very nice to meet you, my child.
Do I know you?
Deep in your heart, you do. I am the Black Hand. It's nice to meet you, Muffy.
Do I know anything about him?
You've only heard stories.
You know my name.
Of course I do. I created you.
Mm-hmm. If you're talking right now, I can't hear you.
I'm not. I was gonna say, as he begins to just kind of like, he is slowly, he starts off over here and he is slowly kind of waltzing towards you just a little bit.
Why am I here?
You're here because I have a message to you. This is a message being delivered to all the people of the world. The reason time stopped is because everyone is undergoing this same exact trance that you're going through.
Oh.
I'm here to tell you not to sleep. If you sleep, you give him power. The more you're awake,
Who's
the
him?
longer you guys can survive. All I need is 9 months of your awakeness.
Don't we need sleep?
I've created methods so you can survive for a while without it. Although, you will start to see things.
Seeing things doesn't... What kind of things?
Demons, angels, dream monsters. You'll see into other dimensions. The longer you stay awake, the more you wake up.
And the things we see hurt us?
Only if they see you.
How do we avoid them seeing us?
Don't make eye contact. Don't talk to them. Don't even acknowledge them. Some of the things aren't even real. And when I said him, I was mentioning the white hand. And when he mentions the white hand, every nerve in your body says, RUN! It is just, you're immediately struck in with fear as you imagine this thing in your head.
As I kind of just stumble back almost and just kind of say, so we just stay awake. Is there anything specific we need to do?
No. Stay awake. That's it. The longer you sleep, the more he gets power. The longer you stay awake, the more I have power. So I can give it to you, everyone, so we can beat the white hand together.
I understand.
Thank you, Muffy. And for that, I will reward you.
There's no need.
Very well. As everything goes back to normal and you're just standing in front of Simon. You're not standing in front of Simon. You're exactly where you were before you poked Simon.
As I just kind of start checking my surroundings.
As the second you gain consciousness, you see Simo at the same time immediately whip out his knife and do a reverse grip as he's looking around at his surroundings too. Penny does the same, and Bruno's just kind of standing there, just confused. As you see, Borean is kind of just, he looks confused too.
Was that real?
As Simo's kind of just looking around, was what real? The frickin' dude?
The... Did he tell you his name? Did you ask? I thought it was a myth. I thought they were just children's stories.
You thought the Black Hand wasn't real? Really? Why?
I didn't hear you. Your mic cut out.
I said, you thought the Black Hand wasn't real? Simo says. Oh, I can't help but think about Simon Says. Sorry.
Well... I didn't fully assume he wasn't real, but I don't know, it just... Do you know how hard something like that is to believe when you've never seen any sign of proof, when you've never heard anything other than children's stories from people you barely know?
As your aunt, question mark? Or no, Grandma Penny just walks back inside without saying a word. She's just walking inside. Simo is still kind of standing there, and Bruno is in a completely defensive position due to Simo's reaction, as Borean decides he's just gonna keep walking. And then you see this weird, like, blue mist, excuse me, come up and kind of just surround him. That ain't blue, but whatever. And he just disappears. Whoops, my bad. Excuse me. There we go. But yeah, no, Simo's still kind of standing there, very clearly agitated. He's just shocked. He's looking and says, "So you got that message too?"
Yeah. Don't sleep, right?
What? No.
Wait, what did he tell you?
He told me to sleep for as long as I could. As once again, not freezing time, but the wind itself kind of just stops. It slows down enough and stops completely after Simo says that.
Wait, what did Simo say?
Simo says, no. He told me to sleep for as long as I could. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah. That is the exact opposite of what he told me. He told me not to sleep at all.
That's weird. So, what? That's so strange. Wait, why would the Black Hand send out a multi-dimensional... What? What'd you say, Lucas?
Nope, never mind. Continue.
Simon was saying, that's so weird. Why would the Black Hand send out a multi-dimensional message just to tell two people two different messages? That's self-contradictive.
Maybe it wasn't the Black Hand in full. Maybe it was the Black Hand and the White Hand, because the White Hand knew what the Black Hand was doing.
I didn't think that the White Hand had much power over this universe.
Which one do we do?
I don't know, Lucas. I would like to tell you something.
Oh, I hate this music.
as you notice all of the what's it called? All of your surroundings kind of turn a palish gray as you notice this is engraved in your brain, as it is just striking your mind over and over again. It is irking at you, absolutely just paling in your mind as you hear the rise of the smiling sun.
I would like to cover my ears, close my eyes, and just kind of sit on my knees on the ground.
As you cover your ears and close your eyes, it doesn't help. As you can kind of feel Simo, you can't hear him because your ears are tightly gripped over, and you can kind of feel Simo, he just wraps his arms around you in it like a sense of comfort. As this is striking in your brain constantly over and over again, it's become so much more apparent now that you have your eyes closed.
I open my eyes again, looking at the ground.
As you open your eyes again, looking at the ground, it seems no different. As quickly as it ended, it all goes away. What did you say?
I take my hands off of my ears.
As you take your hands off of your ears, everything goes back to normal, and Simo looks at you and says, "What was that?" Well, he's kind of looking down at you a little bit, because he was just hugging you, and says, "What was all that?"
As I look up at him, my facial expression is just panicked. I just kind of say, the sun was smiling and there was a voice in my head.
No. Did it sound like the Black Hand at all?
It said something about rise of the smiling sun. I think maybe, I don't know.
Look, listen. Here. As he kind of just like grabs your hand and he says, "Let's go inside for a second." As he is kind of like trying to signal to help you up. Yeah, he's kind of signaling to help you up, like to pull you up a little bit. As you want to stand up? What'd you say?
Yeah, using his help.
As you turn, what do you want to do? Do you want to like turn around or just stand up and look at him? What do you want to do?
Kind of stand up and look at him.
As he says, "Come on, let's go inside. We need to talk."
As I turn to go inside.
As Bruno rushes over to your side, as you hear a snap come from Simo. Simo looks at you. Whoa, that is not the right home. Neither is that. Where the heck is it? There you are. Simo kind of just looks at you and he says, "The smiling sun, is something that signals the power of the White Hand rising. It means that he has dominance over this earth. That means that
So you didn't hear or see any of that?
No. That would mean that You and one other person are destined to carry a nail and slay a hand. And it seems like it's either the black or the white hand.
Why me?
I don't know. The black hand must see something in you.
Skilled person for the job.
As you can kind of see, he is walking down the hall while still carefully looking at the walls and everything.
I would like to follow.
As you follow,
Also
you
just
see.
checking my surroundings.
Yeah, no, you kind of see Bruno is healed to you. He is at your right side constantly. Oops, sorry, let me get this. Sorry. There we go. As you walk past the hall, you see Penny is sitting there kind of just staring at Lynn. As she is out of the ice.
I would like to walk over to Lynn.
As you walk over to Lynn, Bruno is still tailed on you. Lynn is kind of just sitting there staring at the ground as Penny, you are standing behind Penny right now, as Penny says, I knew you guys would come back. I wished for Lynn to be freed.
What do you mean?
Out of the ice. Simo looks at your grandma Penny and says, why would you do that? Your grandma Penny, or your aunt Penny, your grandma Penny is kind of looking.
My aunt grandma.
Your aunt grandmother. Your grandma Penny's just kind of staring at the floor, not really looking at Lynn. After Simo says, why would you do that? As Lynn is...
I would like to look at Grandma Penny's face.
Your Grandma Penny's face is kind of filled with this... You can kind of sense the dread coming off of her. As what is your intelligence and intuition? Or perception, sorry. Yeah, no, you can only sense the dread coming off of her.
Grandma Penny, what's wrong?
I don't know. Something just seems wrong. As Lynn kind of stands up and takes a step forward, as very hard, you can kind of, she's gonna hit the ground hard and fast when she takes a step forward.
I would like to run over and pick her up.
Okay. Due to the distance. As you run over and pick her up, you do kind of hit your Grandma Penny in the shoulder with your leg as you hear this small pop come from her. You catch Lynn from falling, and Simo...
I'm sorry, not pick her up, catch her.
Catch her, yeah, it's fine. I know what you meant. As you catch Lynn from falling, you can kind of see Simo is just standing there, almost staring off into nothingness, as he says, her eye. As you look at her eye, it is completely normal. What would you like to do?
I would like to see if I can, like, tell if she's too hot or too cold.
No, her temperature actually seems completely fine. She seems normal. She doesn't even have... She's not pale. She's not cold. She just seems normal.
I would like to look for the crack that was in her face earlier.
It is not there. As you,
She
Lynn...
just looks completely normal?
Yeah, she looks completely normal. As Lynn kind of opens her eyes just a little bit and she says, I wished for brother to come back. And then she falls asleep.
Wait, what did Lynn do? I'm sorry, your mic cut out.
She said, I wish for brother to come back, as she passes out. Simo says, no, we have to keep her awake. I don't know what to do, as you can kind of see he is panicking. And these strange scars that were all over his body seem to be turning...
Do you have candy or anything?
What? Do I have candy?
Do you have any candy or anything? Cookies? Yeah, sweets.
As he kind of just reaches in his pocket of BS, and he pulls out this perfect, godlike chocolate chip cookie. I'm talking this... As he pulls out this chocolate chip cookie and he says, here, eat it, do whatever, you have like 30 minutes.
As I take the cookie and kind of just wave it in front of Lynn's nose.
As you take the cookie and just wave it in front of Lynn's nose. Hold on. I should have got this before. You can kind of see Lynn is sniffing it. As nothing appears to happen. You do see Simo just kind of looking at you, kind of stupid. He says, what was that supposed to do?
Pull the cookie away ever so slightly and say, you can't eat cookies if you're asleep.
She looks up at you, and...
Your mic cut out, I can't hear you.
Sorry, can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. She looks up at you, and this catches you off guard so bad. No, I'm kidding. It's nothing really special, except for the fact that she says... But the Black Hand told me to sleep. As you heard that, you got reminded of that voice.
Which voice?
The voice changer that I just used.
Yeah, but what words popped into my brain from they were probably the same voice, but was it the one who told me to sleep or the one who told me,
Who told you not to sleep, and the one who told... You have no differentiation of it, Lucas!
Okay. Okay. As I just kind of look at Simo, still holding the cookie in front of Lynn's face.
No.
Simo says, are you done with the cookie? Hello?
Oh, it's kind of mean to wave a cookie in front of someone's face and then just not give it to them.
Lynn is asleep. She fell back asleep after saying
Lynn's
that.
asleep?
Yeah, no, Lynn's asleep. She fell back asleep after saying that. Samo says, we need to get back to that. We need to start heading towards that fishing hole. We can't lose track of that mission.
Yeah, no, we can't. But they're both really important.
Look, from what I understand, we have
Something just
9
told
months.
me not to sleep, and you both to sleep.
As your grandma Penny looks at you and says, I was told to not sleep.
This is so confusing. As I kind of just hand Simo's cookie back.
As you hand Simo's cookie back, Simo takes it and snaps it into the air, and it just completely disappears. As Simo kind of says, we need to get back to that fishing hole.
Alright, Grandma Penny, do
Yes.
you have any, like, carry-on healing things?
No. I can't say I do. But, I do have the recipe to make one. Would you like it?
That would be great. Yes, please.
As she walks over to her little herbal, or her little garden, and she reaches in the dirt right here, and then kind of opens up this weird hatch. It was so perfectly hidden. You would not be able to notice this unless you were, like, directly looking for it. As she opens up this weird hatch that has, like, fake grass on it, but it blends so perfectly into the grass, and she pulls out this strange paper. As she says, here.
As I take it and read it.
Okay, so this is gonna take just a little bit to do, because I have to remember what exactly the recipe was. So give me a second, let me go to my notes real quick, and I will get back to you on that. Yeah, this would be perfect time for side conversation.
I didn't understand a word of that.
I said this would be perfect time for side conversation. Sorry, did my voice changer turn on? Lucas?
Yes, it did.
Why didn't you tell me?
I was actually just about to when you asked.
Great. I said this would be perfect time for side conversation.
Also, the Discord delay is becoming a problem.
It is, I agree.
Yeah. Back, wait.
Is my background noise becoming too much?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a synchronization error on my end with the Google Doc, so I have to read it off of your thing.
Okay. Do you want me to go back to it?
Yes, please. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Juice.
Start. Okay. Simo says, "All right. Well, is that it? Because we do need to go." Also, I'm kind of just eavesdropping over here. I noticed that none of these creatures are from the north. How did you get all of these, Penny? She says, Penny looks over and says, "Determination." And then she goes and sits on her little, she kind of just goes and sits on the area. Sorry, the garden. There we go. Determination, Simon says. Just, what?
Don't ever underestimate grandmas. I say as I just kind of start leaving. Or I give, well, first I set down Lynn gently.
As you see, Lynn is kind of awake. She just wakes up and starts walking over to your grandma. As Bruno heals yet again.
As I just kind of look down at Bruno and smile and start walking out. Bye, Grandma Penny.
She says, "Be home safe."
I make no promises.
Damn right, Simon says. Alright, cool. Let's cut to you being outside. As you do walk outside, the air is still. As Simo says, "Well, this doesn't really seem to be too much of a good omen. Are you ready to go?"
Yes, I'll ever be.
Remember that below this area is the Ring City. Full of pretty bad stuff. Is there anything you want to do before we go?
Do you want to check the village for anyone left behind? No people left in a hurry.
No. We probably shouldn't. Because just in case people
even
won't
have
come
like
back.
a weapon or anything.
I have a weapon. Do you want to take one of my knives?
I don't know how to use the knife. Other than to cut veggies.
As he just kind of like takes out his knife from his thigh strap and he just slices at the air. This is how you use a knife. As he puts his knife back in his thigh strap.
As I just kind of roll my eyes sarcastically and start walking down the path back to the fishing hole.
As you start walking down the path, he just kind of whistles, "Bruno!" And then you hear him snap twice, and Bruno runs in front of you and kind of dashes to the side as you see he is going to like hit your legs to trip you over just a little bit.
I stop and just stare at him.
As you
not walking very fast.
As you stop, Bruno still hits your legs, and you kind of do stumble forward just a bit from the force. As Simo is standing right next to you, and he says, "What was that?"
As I just kind of shoot him a glare and keep walking.
As you shoot
It's a
him
very
glare,
sarcastic and joking glare.
yeah, I know. As you give him a glare, he gives another one. He gives one back. But something strange happens. In this glare, you see something in his eyes that shocks your entire body to freeze just for a second. As your entire body does just start shaking a little bit.
Wait, I just realized something.
Yeah.
Muffy's eyes are covered by her hair.
Yeah, they are.
So can he see when I roll my eyes or shoot him glares?
Sometimes your hair, like, you can have your hair move out of the way and stuff.
Fair.
Yeah.
Just like, but does it only happen like anytime I move my eyes?
No, there's always, your hair can always be parted too. So like, he can just see through your eyes, through your hair. If you don't remember what Simo and Bruno look like, Simo's face is all the way effed up, and Bruno has his opposite colors, which I honestly think this fits perfect because they have the same colored eyes.
It's beautiful.
I do think this is perfect. But yeah, no, Simo shoots you a glare back, and your body freezes for some reason. Almost like it somehow it went into shock for a second. As he is kind of just looking at you with the joking glare that you gave him.
As I do just kind of try to continue walking forward.
Ignoring what just happened.
Yep. Not ignoring it, just internalizing it.
Okay, as you start walking forward, he is walking next to you. As Bruno rushes back over to Simo's side.
What is the path that we're walking on made out of? Rock, dirt?
Oh, it is just shoveled dirt. Like, it is just shoveled dirt. It's got, like, tire tracks and stuff in it. It's just dirt. People would keep it well maintained.
That's good. What's the gray thing that we just walked over?
Oh, it's just like a little passover.
And the black line?
A wall. It's just a large fence.
Okay.
It's just a small fence, sorry. As Simo says, so are you originally from the village?
Huh?
Are you originally from the village?
Technically.
Okay. As you can kind of tell that was his only question, and his face back, like, almost like the time before, his face is completely filled with determination. He is extremely serious looking. His demeanor's completely shifted. Yet again.
As I just kind of ignore it this time. At this point, it's kind of just normal. It's just something that happens. I'm done questioning it.
As you step off of the trail into this snow-covered area.
Oh wow, the path got covered with snow fast.
I know. We should probably be careful of that thing that was there before. I'm not really sure if it turned into anything or something like that. Whoops.
I would not be surprised if it did.
Me neither.
Do you want to walk farther west, still going north to avoid stirring up anything?
As you can kind of see, he's just looking around just a little bit. Not sure if that'll help. Maybe.
It might not do anything in our favor.
Most likely not.
Yes, I would like to check my surroundings. See if I notice anything out of the ordinary.
As you start checking your surroundings, you kind of notice this weird thing sitting under the ice. It's this little weird pointy object under the ice, coming up from under the ice. It wasn't there before. It's just there now.
Hey Simon, do you have anything throwable, like, that you don't really care about?
Of course. Well, I mean, I care about this, but here, you can throw it anyways. Here, as he just hands you his knife of recall knife.
Do you mind if I throw this at the spike thing sticking out of the ground over there?
I probably wouldn't mess with it if I was you. If you want to, go for it. But I mean,
kind of hand the recall knife back to Simo and continue walking around it.
Okay. As you continue walking around it, you do notice that more of these things are starting to just pop up.
What are those?
Someone says, "Oh, I think they might be little creatures. They might be sprouting up from the ground. Maybe. I'm not really sure what kind of creatures are they. We might want to be careful of our step, though."
Yeah, no, they look like they burrow.
Yeah. As he's kind of like, wait, that reminds me of something actually. What burrows? I'm trying to remember something. I know of a creature here that burrows as well, but I can't put my finger on what it is. As you notice that there is so many of these things.
Oh my gosh. It is becoming difficult to walk around them. Can I, like, see what they look like?
Oh, all they are is just a little, like, ice triangle sticking out of the ground. Just a little icicle.
I want to touch it, but at the same time, I'm not going to. I said that in my head.
Yeah. As Simo is just kind of carefully stepping over the things and around them, and he's saying, "What burrows?
Usually ice rodents?
Crabs! Crabs! That's what these are! They're the little ice crabs.
Oh. This time of year?
Yeah, I guess.
They usually only show up in the summer and late spring.
There are so many of them.
Now. This is concerning. They usually don't come out of their burrows. Not at this time of year.
Well, from what I see, they're not coming out of their burrows. They're just kind of there. As you guys are still walking, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, even then, they're surfacing, and that's not normal. Should we be worried about something underneath of us?
The Ring City. We need to go shut that place down, seriously. The Ring City, most people think that the melting of the ice caps, you know, the area that you live, is what is caused by major pollution, and it's mostly the Ring City that does it. They heat up the ice in order to create water for themselves.
Why can't they just get water like normal people? Or take it from the snow? I guess I shouldn't be one to judge. I have no idea how our village gets water.
Because they are completely trapped underground.
Do they get snow?
No, like I said, they're underground. It is all frozen. As Bruno says, or as Simo says, or snaps and says, "Bruno, up." As Bruno jumps up onto Simo's shoulders and with his two paws is hanging on the front of him, on the back of him. He's just up on his shoulders. Like a piggyback ride. It's a Bruno back ride. As Simo says, we really need to watch our step, because from what I know, these things can be mean.
Oh yeah, no, very. When I was little, I accidentally kicked one.
Oh, man.
Biggest mistake of my life. I don't think I've ever run so fast.
The Ice Golem, a while ago, it was turning into this huge thing. I'm trying to remember what it was, though. I don't know the name of it.
Imagine if the Ice Golem was just a bunch of crabs that had formed together to make the Ice Golem. And now that the Ice Golem's been dispersed, he's just back into a bunch of crabs.
I have the picture of what they were turning it, what it was combining into. It's giant. As he pulls out this like strange phone and he hands it to you, you can kind of see a warmth coming off of it. As he says, "Do you know what these things are called?" Also, do you want to name the ice crabs? The little icicle crabs that are sticking out of the ground? Crabsicles.
I love that. Crabsicles.
That was the first name that came to mind, but you have to say what you want to name it.
I think we should call the crabs crabsicles. It makes sense.
Crabsicles.
And
this is amazing. Crabsicles.
I've only ever really heard the thing that you just showed me a picture of be called snow giant.
Snow giant. Okay. Are they typically dangerous or mean?
It depends on where you are and what you're doing. They don't like it when you disturb the snow.
What do you mean disturb the snow?
Build snowmen, build forts, bake snowballs, walk in it. They don't care about walking in it as much, except for some of them. Some of them are just waiting for something to make them angry.
Uh-huh.
They're a lot more passive when it snows because it's harder to see the snow's disturbance because it gets covered up almost immediately.
Okay. As you guys do cross over to the next area. Oh, that is not the right one. Simo says, very interesting. Okay, as he is kind of just writing this stuff down, too. He's got a little notepad on him.
But they can be, like, really friendly. If you find a way to avoid messing up the snow, they're actually pretty sweet. They like cookies.
By the way,
And hot
Simo's
chocolate.
Japanese. Just wanted to point that out. Simo's Japanese.
Oh, that's neat. I did not know that. They enjoy hot cocoa, but sometimes it causes them to melt a little bit. It's fine. They refreeze.
Simo says, so you know a lot about this nature stuff and not much about your abilities from what I understand. Why is that?
Usually, I only really use my abilities to do chores. Why fight something when you can befriend it? Plus, sometimes it's easier to talk to creatures than it is to actual people, so.
Don't I know it, as he just kind of like reaches behind him and he pats Bruno on the head just a little bit. As Bruno does look very happy.
As Muffy does just kind of chuckle to herself.
As he looks over at you with a smile on his face and he says, you want to give Bruno a pet?
Would he let me?
It doesn't really matter if Bruno would let you, it's if I would let you. Me and Bruno are connected by the soul. As he looks up at Bruno, and almost at the same exact time Bruno looks over at him. So yeah, if I let you, he'll let you. As he kind of just gets on his, Simo gets on his knees, and Bruno is looking up at you, kind of smiling a little bit.
As I just, pat him. His fur's so soft.
Yeah, keep him well groomed.
As Muffy just kind of gives a small smile and continues walking.
As Simo looks at you and he says, wait, asshole! Wait, asshole! And then just runs up to you.
As Muffy just kind of turns around and starts walking backward and says, don't worry, you'll catch up. And then turns back around.
As Simo just sits there and you hear a snap from behind you. Your intuition kind of tells you that he's going to send Bruno to go do something.
As I'm just checking my surroundings.
As you're checking your surroundings, you see Bruno running up to you as he is going to kind of tackle you down to the ground. He's not going to bite you or anything. Bruno's not going to bite you. He's just going to tackle you. This is a big dog, by the way.
As I just kind of turn around to face Bruno and just kind of open my arms, like, just waiting for it.
As you open your arms, Bruno jumps in the air, and in some crazy good technical ability, he puts all four of his paws on you and just pushes off of your chest and stomach and does a backflip and lands in front of you as you start falling backwards.
As I just kind of let myself fall into the snow.
Simo, you can kind of hear Simo jokingly going, "No!" as you fall into the snow. Not into the snow, you just fall on the snow.
What?
Simo's just going, "No!" as you fall onto the snow. It's all very jokingly, of course.
As I just kind of raise one arm, tell them my story, and then I let my arm fall back.
As you kind of hear, Simo just going, he snaps again, and you hear Bruno just growling at you. As your intuition tells you that he is going to attack you. Bruno.
As I immediately jump to my feet.
As you jump to your feet, you see just Bruno just go back to normal and sit.
That?
What?
What was that?
We gotta start moving, as Simo is kind of like standing next to you. And we gotta get going. So I gave you a little motivation to get up. You ready to go?
Yeah, let's move.
Cool.
I stay turning around and continuing to walk north.
As Bruno hops back up on Simo's back. Sorry about that, by the way.
It's fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
Cool.
Didn't hurt me or anything.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have Bruno hurt you, probably.
What?
Nothing. I said probably.
As I just kind of go back to checking my surroundings.
As you're checking your surroundings, you don't really notice anything in particular too noticeable. You do notice, like, you do notice, like, some animals off in the distance, but nothing, like, super serious. As Simo says, it is really empty for the north. How do you live all the way out here?
I think it's peaceful.
Well, I mean, yeah, when you got a fence around you, but, like, out here in the wilderness, it is beyond violent. How do you live all the way out here? In the... When you can have a snow wraith come and attack you out of nowhere? Sorry, what?
Usually, the village travels in groups when we travel outside the borders, just in case something comes to attack us. And usually, before we attack something, we attempt to show it that we mean it no harm. A lot of the times, things in the Arctic are aggressive, not because they're aggressive, but because they feel constantly threatened.
Well, they are constantly threatened, right? By other, bigger, stronger things.
Yeah.
Survival of the fittest.
But only when those bigger, stronger things are threatened, or hungry, sorry. The Arctic can be a really beautiful place.
Yeah. It can. As he's just kind of like smiling off into the horizon. As he just shakes his head just a little bit and he goes back into a very serious demeanor.
So where are you from?
Excuse me? As he's kind of like... You notice that he was kind of distracted and he looks back at you.
Where are you from?
Oh, Well, I've known you long enough. I was born... How do I tell you that? I don't know exactly how to say this.
What, were you born in a lab or something?
No. I was born near Mount Fuji, Aokigahara, I believe. It is also known as the Suicide Forest.
Oh.
Yeah. My mother, well, immediately after I was born.
You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
Let's just say that I was born on a cliff and my mother, well, she passed on that same cliff. As you can kind of see, he is extremely, very, very straight-faced, serious, pretty, like, I don't know the word for it, almost kind of like hurt in a way, but not from anything that you said. It's not directed towards you. He's stone-faced.
As I kind of just speed up a little bit to walk in front of Simo, turn and give him a hug.
As you give him a hug, he does not know what to do, and therefore Bruno doesn't know what to do. So Bruno's just kind of like looking at you with a very confused look.
As I just kind of reach up and scratch Bruno between the ears.
As you reach up and go to scratch Bruno, the second your arm gets like 5 inches away, Bruno starts growling at you.
I stop and give him a look of I'm not gonna hurt you.
As Simo says, "It's okay, Bruno," and he just kind of stops growling.
As I continue to scratch in between the ears.
As you can see, Bruno looks extremely happy. As Simo
As
says,
I let
"Thanks."
go and continue walking forward.
Simo looks at you and
No
says,
problem.
"Yeah, seriously, thank you." But yeah, I never knew my mom, so I'm not upset over that. It's just kind of the principle, I guess.
As to kind of ease the tension, Muffy just kind of says, "Hey, don't know biological mother gang."
Who is your biological mother, by the way?
All I know is that her name was Sylvia.
Sylvia? Hold on. Give me a second.
I swear, if you already have an NPC named Sylvia, I'm gonna laugh.
As he kind of just goes through his phone and he pulls up this picture and he shows you and he says, "Is this the Sylvia you're talking about?"
I'm not sure.
I
don't know what my mom looks like.
You don't know what your mom looked like? Oh, okay. Do you know if she had any abilities? Did your grandma talk about her at all? Anything about her?
No, not really.
As you kind of notice, as you kind of notice that the the snow is having this bluish tint. Sorry. My bad. There we go. Haha. you can just kind of notice that this is a frozen lake. As you do make it to the frozen lake in front of you, Samo says, I thought it was farther away. The frozen lake, not the fishing hole.
No, this is about right.
So, just a couple areas more and then we should reach the fishing hole.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry for that reaction. I don't really know how to handle talking about my feelings. Or,
It's fine.
talking about anything for that matter. I think this is the most I've talked to somebody in so long.
Reacted. It's almost like the second Muffy touches the ice, she just kind of starts skating around in her boots.
Simo, as Simo notices you skating around, he's just kind of looking at you while still walking very normally. Like with no reaction of the ice. He's just walking normal. What are you doing? As you see, Bruno hops down and he starts trying to run, but he can't move. Simon looks down at Bruno and he says, "What are you doing?"
As I just kind of skate over to Bruno.
As you skate over to Bruno, he's kind of looking at you, but he's turning away due to the ice, slowly. Ooh.
As, can I see what's under the ice, or is the ice too thick to see underneath?
You actually can't see much under the ice. There's nothing much there.
Mm-hmm. I would like to check my surroundings again.
As you check your surroundings, you don't really notice too much. You do kind of hear like not a loud stomping off in the distance, but just this weird roar come from the right east side.
Mm-hmm. We should probably stick west.
Samo says, yeah, west does kind of seem like the best option. Samo looks at you and says, do you want to carry Bruno for a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Can you, like, walk over and just turn around from Bruno, like, face away from him?
Yeah. As I do that.
Cool. As you walk over to Bruno and just face away from him, Simo says, Bruno, up! And, Bruno, you can kind of hear him hop against the ice, and he jumps and puts his two paws on your shoulders. And you can kind of feel his hind legs almost, in a strange way, touch your, what's it called? Your waist, thigh, pelvic, your pelvis bones. As he is kind of holding himself up on top of you. What'd you say?
As when I feel him hit me, just to avoid sliding, I kind of, turn my feet.
Okay.
I surprisingly know a little bit about ice skating. Crazy, right? Because I've never been.
Oh, me neither. Well, it is 11:27 and we are an hour and 27 minutes through this session. So I'm going to go ahead and...
No one told me to stop.
what did you say?
We can keep going. No one's told me to stop.
Yes, but my video time needs to end now.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Alright. See ya.